nothing changes.
Hey, welcome into my channel, everybody, and that's right. I'm gonna show you right now how I plan to make over $200,000 on YouTube, social media, and direct sales in 2020 in profit. $200,000 in profit, not revenue, profit. And I'm gonna show you how to do that while I stay at home and do it all throughout the year. So I'm gonna show you two things. I'm gonna show you the breakdown of the sales and the numbers. I'm also gonna show you on my computer and on my mobile, on my iPad here, which can also be done on a phone, how to account for all of these sales and transactions through QuickBooks. I use QuickBooks Online. There are other programs, but that's the one that I recommend. So two birds, one stone. I'm gonna show you how I plan to make over $200,000 in profit from my social media, my YouTube, my Instagram, my reselling, my direct sales, my Shopify, and $200,000 profit, and how I account for it. So without further ado, let's jump over to my computer. I'm gonna show you my actual QuickBooks from last year and this year already through the first 2 months of the year. And I'm gonna show you my iPad, how you can do it on mobile, so you can also account for your transactions and your incomes. Let's do it, guys. Okay, so here we are on my actual QuickBooks. You can see it's Worldwide Sales LLC. Feel free to Google it. And don't pay attention to the bank accounts. Neither of these are correct. I linked them at the beginning, but then I tried to unlink them. They didn't work. I don't link and import anything into QuickBooks. I manually do it. I know that sounds crazy, but there's reasons both in QuickBooks and GoDaddy that I've discovered is really bad at making mistakes. So I manually input everything. Okay, so the dashboard is just a main view. Invoices is when you make somebody an invoice, obviously, if they're overdue, not due, how much they've paid. Your expenses, and it gives you a little pie chart, and then you can click to see more of them. You can change it to any of your little filters. Your sales, same thing, last year, this year, last 12 months, you can do a custom, and then profit and loss. Now the custom for these is under the actual reports. You can't do it here on the page, but profit and loss, obviously, income minus expenses. And so on social media, YouTube, there's really no expenses. There's some things I pay for, websites, emails, and whatnot. I still have to put a little bit of those in. But most of the time, it's about 95% profit. You've got some PayPal fees if you accept payments through PayPal for different things. If you sell your merchandise through Amazon Merch, there's obviously the merch fees. There's things that you have to take into account, but mostly it's all profit. It's not like eBay and Amazon when you sell and you have that accounting, where there's a lot of things like shipping and fees and cost of goods. Now, when you put those in, I'm going to show you, you can still do it with this and it will make your profit and loss 50% or 40% or whatever it is that you are. But for most part, the social media side is like 90, 95%. Okay, so the first and only thing that I really worry about is the sales and expenses. Those are the only two things I almost always look at. There's a whole bunch of different things. Mileage, I use Mile IQ. Taxes, I do my own taxes. If you have a state sales tax, you can work it through here. I don't. I keep track of it on spreadsheets. Payroll tax, if you have employees, which they will handle payroll. You have workers if you have that, and then you can, of course, run your reports. Banking, if you link your banks and whatnot, but again, I don't recommend it. If you know how to do it or you have somebody that can do it and it doesn't make mistakes, great. Otherwise, all I worry about is sales and expenses. Let's click on sales and let me show you kind of how this works. So this will give you a list of all of your sales, and you can see it's showing my 2018, but you can filter this. Let's get rid of the custom filter, and it's going to pop back all of them. So March 5th, 2020, obviously we have a few days to catch up on. There's some eBay sales all the way down there, some other payments that I've accepted, and you can just scroll down and see all of these payments. There's a YouTube. People ask how much I make on YouTube in a month. There's a $3,300 payment. It's a pretty good payment for a month. You're paid a month ahead or a month behind. So this was paid on February 21st. So this was actually January's income. January is typically a good month, and the reason that it's a good month is because after Christmas, everyone pays a lot of ad revenue during December to put ads out. So your YouTube income is based on your ad revenue. And so it kind of carries over into January a little bit. So that income's usually pretty good for the February payment from January. If you keep scrolling down, you'll probably see on the next page the January payment. There's some two financials. I'll explain kind of what that is in a second. Let's see. Here's another one paid in January from December, $34.92. So $3,500. So not bad. So all these payments are in here under sale. So in order to put in a new sale, no matter what it is, if YouTube paid you, if Amazon paid you, when you get that Amazon transfer every 2 weeks and it's $1,500, $2,000, you just go in here and create new transaction and hit invoice. You're going to make an invoice first, right? Invoice. Now, because we're paid right away and we don't have to wait for the money, it goes in instantly. And so you're welcome to put in a customer email. I typically don't unless it's like a direct customer that I want to keep in touch with. But you can select the customer. And let's just say it was an Amazon. Now I've got a ton of customers saved in here. Let's just say it's Amazon that paid me, right? Now we get paid every 2 weeks on Amazon. But when we get paid, this invoice that I'm putting in is due on receipt. Why? Because I want it to go in immediately. This net 15, net 30, net 60 is kind of like people that you bill. So let's say that your credit card company lets you charge stuff up and then you get 30 days to pay it, right? Well, that would be how a credit card company would do their accounting. We are due on receipt. So let's say I wake up on the 15th. I don't know your date of payments, but I wake up on the 15th and Amazon sent me $1,500 as a payment, right? Due on receipt. And I'm going to type in March 15th. Let's say it's the 15th that you get paid. And then under product and services, I'm just going to click sales. Now there's an entire drop down list of things: deliveries, discounts, labors, rental income, sale tax, sales services. I don't use the sale tax. If an item has sales tax, I put it all in the total sales. And I'll tell you why in a second. Services, shipping, travel. So I'm just going to put in sales. I do all of my transactions as sales. And then I'm just going to put Amazon earnings. And let's say it's from 3/1/2020 through 3/14/2020, right? And now I'm being paid on the 15th. You always invoice it on the date the money actually received. In the event that you got an audit, they would see that as the date that you were paid. But this is your earnings period. Let's just say that was a period. I'm completely making this up. And let's say it was $1,503.75, right? Bam, there it is. Balance due. Amazon now owes us $1,503.75, but they've already paid us, right? So you're going to click, we don't want to send it because we're not emailing them. We just want to save this, right? And I'll delete this later. When you click save, it's going to pop up as payment due. Now they owe us payment. Well, we've been paid, so we can go ahead and receive the payment against the invoice. Receive payment. And they were paid. Now, how did they pay us? Well, we could say bank transfer, right? And this undeposited funds, checking account, again, I just leave it how it is. And then you guys can see $1,503.75. And I'll hit save and new. So it just saved my payment. Now, it's now a new one, so I can go ahead and close out because I don't have a new one. Now, let's go down to my sales for March 15th, which is now input because we just did it, right? Look, here it is. We have an invoice for $1,503.75 and we have a payment for $1,503.75. And that's it. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete this out of my thing. If you wanted to delete it, you could just open it up. First, you want to delete the payment. Go ahead and click on it. And then at the bottom, click more, delete. Yep. And then we're going to come back in here and we're going to click on the invoice. Now the invoice says, see how it's open now, receive payment? That's because there's no payment against it. So we're going to go ahead and open this one up and we're going to click more and we're going to hit delete and delete it out of there. And now it's all gone. No big deal. Okay. So that's basically how easy it is to put in a sale. If you sold an item on eBay, you could make an invoice for each item. The other thing you could do is just click new invoice. You could do eBay. eBay sales. You could do, again, due on receipt, 3/15 sales. Let's say you sold a black guest dress, size large, right? One of them, we sold it for $19. Okay. Then our second one, now this is all on March 15th. I'm only going to put in the March 15th ones. Let's say we sold men's silver jeans, size 36, dark wash. And if you have a SKU number, feel free to put the SKU number in. Let's say we sold them for $29. Boom. So those were our eBay sales for the day, right? $48. Save it, then make the payment right against it. Same as you would anything else. Your eBay sales are now done. That's all you put in, the total sales, the total amount of the item and the shipping. It's one total transaction. And then if it had sales tax, whatever went into the PayPal account, however much actually went in to the PayPal account. So on this black guest dress, let's say you did 19 free shipping, so it's $19. Let's say they charge sales tax of $1 and your PayPal got 20. This should say $20, not 19. It should say 20, not 19. And the reason is because that sales tax shows up on your 1099 as part of your amount earned. Now later, when we put in expenses, let me go ahead and close this and not save it, so I don't have to delete it again. We're going to go into expenses, right? Now we're going to add a new transaction expense, just like we did in our sale. And let's say that we want to add in our PayPal fees for the day, right? We're going to go to PayPal, and we paid it with PayPal, and it's commission and fees. Now, again, there's an entire drop down of different things. I do it under commissions and fees. And let's just say I do PayPal fees for $315.20, right? And I go look at those two transactions that I did on that dress and those jeans. And let's say the PayPal fee, only the PayPal fees were 48 cents. I don't know, making it up. And you could even separate it. You could do black dress and you could do jeans, which sometimes I do that. 22 cents and 24 cents or whatever it was. And you put them in, right? So that's going to save as one expense. Now you don't have to make a payment against the expenses. You'll just save it and it saves it as an expense. So we'll come back out of here. Now the second expense will be the shipping label. How much were the labels, right? USPS. That's what we're going to save it as. We paid with PayPal. Now these were shipping. So there's a category for shipping and delivery expense. And so I'm going to put the jeans label cost. They went padded flat rate, right? They were $7 and 55 cents. And the jeans label cost $7.55, and then you can put the dress label cost and you save it, and then you've got your cost. And so this is how you will do QuickBooks start to finish, inputting all of your stuff. When I do this, it takes me literally about 10-15 minutes a day. So let's go back to my main page, and I'm going to show you guys $30,000 worth of profit. So you guys can see kind of the breakdown here, January, December 2020. Now, this is actually only January and February because I haven't put in any March. If you go to my sales breakdown, we've put in a few sales from March 1st, some eBay sales, some Amazon, some List Perfectly stuff, 2 Financial, some different things from March, but not much. It's mainly all February and January. So if we scroll down and we come back here to, let's go, not what we wanted. I went back all the way to last year, excuse me. Let's start at the beginning here. Let's filter this from, let's do January 1st through January 31st of 2020 and apply it. And so it's going to show you everything that I've done. Sometimes there'll be a couple pages of January. And so you guys can see the eBay sales. You can see my Facebook VIP group. Now, it was big in January because I had renewals. Everybody renewing for the new year and a 2020. Wade's Ventures, you guys can see that, $129. Wade actually paid me to help him get the word out about his storage unit course. And so Wade gave me a few dollars for helping people out. And that's why we have to say things when we have people like, Wade or Mark II from Financials, or when we put up Amazon affiliate links, hey, I'm shouting this out, but I'm being paid. If you watch that video with Wade, I tell everyone, hey, Wade is definitely helping me out and cutting me in on this. So it's only a few bucks, not a lot of money. Wade's a great guy. I'm happy to do it for him. And I'm sure he made some good money off of that. But that's what we call affiliate sales. Then you've got some more eBay sales. Now Wade was just one time. If you look, January 2nd was the invoice for $129, and then you've got Wade on January 2nd, the payment for $129. So you see that. Okay, let's go back to the next page. And then we've got things like eBay sales. We've got Shopify, where I sell Shopify wholesale lots. So there's a $110 payment. There's a $674 sale through Shopify. And if we open that invoice up, we can see the lot numbers that I sold, how much I sold them for, 202, 69, 110, 76, 216. And if I got audited, I could go into Shopify, pull up the date of 1/5 and download the report, which I download it once a month anyway, so it's saved on my computer, with what these lots were, who they went to, the information in the event that the IRS didn't believe it, and I made these numbers up. You can also see the payment status is paid. Okay, so the Shopify is in there as a sale, and then I'm going to enter the Shopify fee. Shopify charges 2% plus the PayPal fee, 2.9, so it ends up being 4.9, plus my $30 a month for Shopify, and so that's all in under expenses. And so you guys can just see the breakdown. There's 358 and 378 and 227, 35, just sale after sale after sale that I plug in, and it takes care of it one after another. So there's another one Wade paid me $25 for. It just was a straggler. App High, which is an app that paid me $50 to advertise. There's the YouTube that we talked about for $3,400. And so while you guys can see a $3,400 sale, you're talking about 2 months. I did 6,000. So what is that? 18%. I did 60 some hundred. That's about 17% of my income, 18% of my income. So a lot of people think that we get rich or that we live off of YouTube. In fact, it only ends up being 20% or less of my total income, which is still really good money. Don't get me wrong, and the least bit. When you look at getting $3,000 or $4,000 a month, that's great. But when somebody's making 15, 16,000, and it was a very slow February and a slow start to the year because of the world events, this should be about 32 to 34,000, 16, 17. You're talking about, again, less than 20% of my income, or right at 20%. So with that said, if this had been a normal month and once it picks up and hopefully Q4 does well, you're talking about 16,500, 17,000. This number's a little over 15. It really should be about 17,000. And you times that by 12 months, and that's 204. So even at a soft end, it should be about 190 to 200,000 worth of profit this year. So that's how I sit at home. You guys kind of see a good idea of everything that I'm doing here between selling my own products, eBay sales, Amazon sales, Shopify sales, selling wholesale, selling stuff in lots, getting YouTube payments, getting direct sales to customers through PayPal, App High, advertising for other people that want me to put their stuff out for them and getting paid for it. Affiliates are in here. eBay Partner Network is in here. Here it is, $41. eBay Partner Network on January 13th. That's linking you guys eBay stuff. You keep scrolling down. There's a ton of earnings. Here's Shopify for $58. Here's Shopify for $674. Again, all of this stuff adds up. If we clear this filter and we look in March and we look in February, we have some more. We have, eBay sales, eBay sales, eBay sales, eBay sales. So it all just adds up as you scroll through here, and it's all just a piece of the income. Amazon sales, I haven't even put in here yet, so that actually will help. Poshmark, not so much. There's only been a couple. Last year, we only did about $5,000 all year on Posh, and so far this year, we've only done a couple $100. I haven't even put it in yet. We're really not focusing on Posh. It's great for a lot of you guys. It's not so good for me. It takes a lot of time away from other stuff, and it is not my primary focus. So Poshmark this year will probably only end up being a couple grand, and that's fine. It's a couple thousand extra dollars, but not something you're going to find a ton of on my thing. However, it is still a great platform, and it is all really put together well, and you really do well. So there you go, guys. That's kind of the breakdown of the entire QuickBooks. Currently looking at a $15,000 to $16,000 a month profit. After I finish adding everything, it might actually go up to 17. So we may be on pace for that 200,000 profit plus. And then, of course, I have to put in Amazon and some other things. So the goal, obviously, is to get to 20,000 plus a month so that I can do 250 to 300,000 in profit. So there's the goal. I got to build, I got to work, got to get harder. Got to put in more work, got to put in more hours, just have to make it happen. But it's doable, guys. It's really doable. So there you go. That's QuickBooks and how I make money every month, 30,000 in 2 months to start off 2020. Hopefully you guys are inspired. If you need help, if you want to learn more about what I do on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, social media, I do have a training program below. It's only $20.20. Grab it, pick it up, learn how I share, learn how I get affiliates, learn how I do all of this. And even if it just makes you a couple thousand a month instead of 15 or 16,000, hey, that's awesome. And you can take that money to the bank. Thanks as always for watching. I'll see you guys next time.